Very good morning again. We are back on, I think it is the last session of Nakshatras and the air element of Panchama. I think if this thing went more than an hour and a half, then I again have to do another session on it. But I think we'll complete it right now. So basically we understood everything about Nakshatras. We also understood how the base formation and the chakra of nakshatra was there. Okay, the whole round circle. How souls take part in rebirth and transmigration of nakshatras. How air element and nakshatras bounce life here and there. What mistakes are done. Why rebirth is occurring. We also understood the death chart when someone is dying on specific ascendant nakshatra. Where the second birth is going to take. Whether the person is able to get moksha, mukti or nirvana, or a rebirth cycle would be done. So now in the final part we are going to understand everything about how to understand your chart from nakshatras. Because all we understood till now was the basic of nakshatra. What really is nakshatra are? Okay, that was the basic. Now we are dividing these nakshatras forum into three parts. Rajas, Sattva and Tamas. Okay, three zodiacal ways. In between I have put Abhijit Nakshatra also. But let's just understand in the three zodiacal ways. Okay. First is Rajas. In Rajas there are four signs: Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer. Simultaneously fire element, earth element, air element, water element. Okay, I have mentioned all the nakshatras. Getting it? And the nakshatras lord over here. Similarly, in the Tamas section, we have four zodiacs: Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Fire, earth, air, and water, respectively. Similarly, in Sattva or Sattvic, we have four zodiacs: Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Again, fire, earth, air, and water simultaneously. Okay, and we have a common nakshatra between in each side. Okay, over here Kritika is common between Aries and Taurus. Mrigashira is common between Taurus and Gemini. Punarvasu is common between Gemini and Cancer. Okay, similarly Uttar Falguni is common between Leo and Virgo. Swati is common between Virgo and Libra, and Vishakha is common between Libra and Scorpio. Intermediate nakshatras. Uttarshada is common between Sagittarius and Capricorn. Dhanishta is common between Capricorn and Aquarius, and Purvabhadra is common between Aquarius and Pisces. We also had to learn about the padas. See, padas are a very important part. People don't understand padas, but padas are very important part. So what actually are padas? Okay, see, for example, I am zooming the nakshatras. Okay, for example, here is Ashwini. Okay, here is Ashwini. I think I have to change the pen. See, okay, here is Ashwini, the first nakshatra. Here is the starting of second nakshatra, Bharini. Okay, and we are dividing it into four parts. So let's understand. Over here there is Ashwini nakshatra. Okay, Ashwini. And here is the starting of Bharini nakshatra. Okay. So we are dividing it into four parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I am zooming in and we are dividing the degrees into 4 parts. Okay, so the first degree is fire element. Second degree is water element. Third degree is, first is fire, second is earth. Third is air. Fourth is water. Okay. Simultaneously, it is also the padas. What is pada? Pada means step. Okay. So, for example, let's make a rough chart over here. No planets, just chart, and I put just one planet just in case of reference. Okay. And we know how the houses are kept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Okay, this is a basic chart. We are just looking forward to it. And see, so this is the Ashwini Nakshatra starting point. This is the Ashwini Nakshatra ending point, and the Bharini Nakshatra starting point. Okay, and we divide that degree into 4 parts, which is 4 padas. We give the name 4 padas. Okay, the padas means steps, 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first step is of fire, second is of earth, third is of air, fourth is of water. Okay, so now what happens is, supposingly, see, pada means steps. Okay, is it everything nice? Is it visible? Yes. See, pada means steps. So, for example, sun is over here. Sun is in Cancer. Okay, let's say sun is in Cancer, and where is Cancer? Sun is in Cancer in Pushyami Nakshatra. Okay, let's say over here, sun is in Cancer in Pushyami Nakshatra, and second pada. For example, sun is in Cancer, Pushyami Nakshatra, second pada. So, even if sun is over here, sun is desiring to go 2 steps forward to it. 2 steps forward to it. Okay, and 2 steps backwards to it. Okay, padas means step. So now sun is over here. If it is in the second pada of the nakshatra, it is going to oscillate 2 steps back and 2 steps front. Okay, 2 steps back, 2 steps front. It is going to give its effect. 2 steps back, 2 steps front. Okay, so over here, if you see, this is 1, this is 2. It took the 1 step over here, 1 step over here, 1 step forward, and second step forward. So 1 step will go over here in number 5. Second step will go over here in number 6. So the sun is giving the second step over here. Okay, and 2 steps behind. 1 behind over here, second behind over here. Okay, so sun itself, see, this is not aspects. Aspect is different. Sun aspects the 7th house from itself. 7th house from itself. Okay, let's not count over here house. Okay, this is different. Let's start from over here. So two padas back and 2 padas front. Okay, this house was not the right place, but let's just keep it over here. So 2 steps front and 2 steps back. Okay, second pada is there. So from Pushyami, you have to go 2 steps forward. That is 1 Ashlesha, second Magha. Okay, so this is going to affect over here Magh, and it is also going to affect 2 steps back, 1 and 2. See, so sun is going to affect Ardra Nakshatra, and sun is also going to affect Magha Nakshatra. Getting my point? If it is in second pada, it is going to affect Ardra and it is going to affect Magha. And how it will change over here, you know. See, everyone is not having ascendant number 1. So suppose the rising sign over here is whatever rising we can take. For example, we take the rising sign as number 9, Sagittarius. Let's take the rising sign number 9. Okay, so the counting will be 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, and sun is in Pushyami Nakshatra. Over here, sun is in Pushyami Nakshatra. That is in Cancer. Okay, so sun is present over here in Pushyami. But it is in second pada. So it is also affecting Gemini, Ardra Nakshatra. So sun is also affecting over here. And it is also affecting Magha. Okay, so sun is also affecting over here. So whenever sun is going to transit into Magha Nakshatra and whenever sun is going to transit into Ardra Nakshatra, your sun would be more active. Okay, because it is the desirous position of the sun. See, every planet is giving you some desire. Every planet is wanting to go somewhere in your life. So where is sun wanting to give you? See, just how do we study Parivartan? We study Parivartan like, okay, Jupiter is going in place of Venus and Venus is going in place of Jupiter. So that is how it is the Parivartan of Jupiter and Venus. Okay. Similarly, if you want to see the nakshatras and padas, okay, so if the sun is in second pada, which means sun is going 2 steps backwards and sun is going 2 steps forward. So sun is behaving as if it is 2 steps backward and as if it is 2 steps forward. No matter, the basic nature of the sun would be of Pushyami Nakshatra. Basic nature is of Pushyami Nakshatra. You are born with the nature of sun in Pushyami Nakshatra. Yes, done. But you desire your sun to be in Magha Nakshatra or Ardra Nakshatra. It is your desire. Either you want to go this side or you want to go that side. This side you want to be like Ardra Nakshatra sun people, and this side you are desiring to be like Magha Nakshatra sun people. Okay, and what in reality are you? In reality, you are Pushyami Nakshatra sun people. You are actually from inside like sun in Pushya Nakshatra. But since it is in second pada, you want to be like Magha Nakshatra or Ardra Nakshatra. Now, which side is your pull being directed depends on the nodes. If Rahu is more active, you want to go to the forward 2 steps. If Ketu is more active, you want to go to the backward 2 steps. See, in the Ketu Dasha, if there is Ketu Dasha going on, all the planets would be in the reverse order of the padas. Okay, want to take an example? Let's take an example. Let's take an example, write all the planets over here. Okay, so we can understand it in a better way. Because this is a bit complex, but it is going to give you all the inside of the person, everything what the person wants, what the person desires, what it wants to be, what it wants to, like what is the internal desire of the soul, everything. Okay, see, let's write the planets over here. Let's erase this name, Ashwini and Bharini. Okay, it can be any nakshatra. Okay, so let's write sun, moon, say sun is in let's say where is the sign of sun? Sun is in Chitra Nakshatra. Sun is in Chitra Nakshatra. Third pada. Okay. Moon is in Rohini Nakshatra. Third pada. Okay. Jupiter is in Kanishta Nakshatra. First pada. Rahu is in Pisces, Uttar Bhadra. First pada. Venus is in Anuradha. Second pada. Ketu and Rahu. Ketu is in let's take Ketu in number 6. Number 6 is Virgo. Let's take Ketu in Hasta Nakshatra. Second pada. And Rahu in Uttar Bhadra. Third pada. Okay, now let's arrange the planets over here. See, this is going to be a wonderful session. I don't know if time constraint is there, otherwise I can explain to you every bit of the person. Okay, so Sun in Chitra. Chitra is 7. Okay, Sun is in Chitra. Moon is in Rohini. Moon is in Rohini. Jupiter is in Tanishta. Jupiter is in Tanishta. Rahu in Moola. Sorry, Rahu we wrote over here, right? Let's erase it. Rahu is in Uttar Bhadra. Ketu is in Hasta. Mercury in Uttar Bhadra again. Venus in Anuradha. Okay, I think we got every planet. Okay, Rahu, Ketu, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars. Where is Mars? Let's keep Mars in Gemini. Mars is in Mrigashira Nakshatra. Fourth pada. Okay, so now let's understand. See, this is going to be very good to know the internal characteristics of the person, desires, and who he really is. Okay, now let's take the basic nature of the planets. Let's start from not Sun, let's start from Moon. Okay, let's start from Moon over here. See, Moon is the emotions of a person. Okay, now if you want to understand the nakshatras, you don't have to understand from the planets. You need to understand from the lords. Okay, there are specific lords and gods and goddesses of all this nakshatra. You have to understand the story of that lord, god or goddesses, and then understand how the person is going to be. Okay, so let's consider Moon first. Emotions of this person. First of all, where is Moon placed? Moon is placed in Rohini Nakshatra. But it is placed in the third pada. Okay, see, Rohini in Taurus, Moon is there in Taurus. But it is in third pada. That means it is going to act and desire like it is going 3 steps forward or 3 steps behind. Okay, so let's go 3 steps behind from Rohini. Kritika, Bharani, Ashwini. You went into Ketu, Ashwini Nakshatra. Okay, so Moon is actually placed in Rohini, but it is going to act like Ashwini and 3 steps forward. 1, 2, 3. Punarvasu. Okay, see, the emotions of this person is naturally going to be like Rohini. A person with Moon in Rohini Nakshatra, that is going to be the internal emotions of that person. but the person is going to act as if the person has the emotions of Ashwini Nakshatra or Punarvasu Nakshatra. Back and forth. If the person is a bad or negative mood, it is going to go back. If it is in the positive mood, it is going to go front. If the person is happy, it is going to go front. If the person is sad, it is going to go back. If Ketu is higher, the person is going to go back. If Rahu is higher, the person is going to move forward. Okay. So first of all, you have to see whether Ketu or Rahu, which is higher, which is more powerful in this chart. See, Rahu has the support of Mercury over here, whereas Ketu is alone. So in this complete chart, Rahu is going to be predominant on Ketu, which means you have to consider the front padas rather than back padas. Why? Because Rahu is more strong. If Ketu was more strong, you have to consider the back padas. Okay. But over here in this case, Rahu is more strong. So you have to consider the front padas. Getting my point? So let's consider over here the front padas. But if Ketu Mahadasha is going on, you have to consider everything as backward padas. If Rahu Mahadasha is going on, you have to consider everything as front padas. Okay. It is if Dasha of either Rahu and Ketu is going on, every planet is going to act like the padas, but the padas will change. For Ketu Mahadasha, you have to consider all your planets as the padas backwards. For Rahu Mahadasha, all the planets will act like its pada frontwards. Okay, front. But only on Rahu and Ketu Mahadasha, not in Antardasha also. Only in Mahadasha. Okay. So consider over here. See, this moon is in Rohini, but over here Rahu is predominant. So we have to consider it moving forward. Okay, so let's take 3 steps forward. Mrigasira, Adra, Punarvasu. Okay, so this person is going to act as if the person is having the emotions of moon in Punarvasu Nakshatra. It is going to act like that. It is desiring the emotions of Punarvasu Nakshatra, whereas the person is having the emotions of Rohini. The person is filled with the emotions of Rohini. But what does the person need? What does the moon of the person need? The moon of the person needs the emotions of Punarvasu Nakshatra. The Lord is Jupiter. The person needs emotional guidance in life. Although the person would act as if they are emotionally stable. Moon ruling in the moon nakshatra, which means the person is emotionally stable. But internally they are always emotionally stable. Although they would always need the opposite person to guide their emotions. And if you guide their emotions, they would be emotionally satisfied. Okay, that is what I am saying. Getting my point? Let's take another example so you can know it better. Okay, let's take the example of sun over here. Sun is in Chitra Nakshatra. So the person is going to behave as if in which pada? Third pada. Okay. So let's count 3 from Chitra. Where is Chitra? Where is Libra? Okay, see. We have to count 3 from Chitra. 1, 2, 3. 1 is Anuradha. Forward is Anuradha. Okay, and backward is 1, 2, 3. Purva Falguni. Okay. So the person has the sun or the mind or the soul or the light or the conscious of Chitra Nakshatra. The person is balanced. Okay, but we have to again see which is higher. Rahu is higher, Ketu is higher. Rahu is higher. So the person is desired to go forward, not backward. So we will erase the backward option. Okay. So see here Rahu is higher. So we have to consider the forward options of padas only, not the backward option. Only when Ketu Mahadasha is going on, the person is going backward on this side. Except the Ketu Mahadasha, the person is desiring son of Anuradha Nakshatra. Now, how is son of Anuradha Nakshatra different from the son of Chitra Nakshatra? Son of Chitra Nakshatra is a balanced person with a balanced ego. But son of Anuradha Nakshatra, Anuradha means the one who is following Radha. The ego is quite less over here. Okay. So a person with this type of thing, okay, will desire someone who is following them, okay, just to satisfy their son, okay, their ego. Although internally they have a balanced ego, they won't get over them and throw their ego and all the force onto them, okay, but what they would need people to be Anuradha, they would need people to follow them. Although from inside their ego is fulfilled, from inside their nature is like sun in Chitra Nakshatra, but what they seek is sun in Anuradha Nakshatra. So all the people having sun in Anuradha Nakshatra, they will bind very good with them. Sun is also the father. So what does this person need from father? This person needs Saturn from father. Karma. Actions. The person is following their father's karma. Whereas, let's see, the basic nature is Mars. So who is the lord of Chitra? Mars. Okay, so you would see, like, okay, the person is having the anger of the father. No. See, it is third pada. You have to count 3. The person is doing karma like his father, not anger like his father, not decisions like his father, not hyperness like his father. Okay, so you will see the father of this person would be naturally more hyperactive, more aggressive than the person. And this person might also seem equally aggressive, but the person would not be equally aggressive. The person would be less aggressive. But the person would be following the karmas of the father. Getting my point? So this is how we see. The padas are very much important. You have to count the padas ahead. They are the steps. Okay, count steps. 2 steps, 3 steps, 2 steps, 3 steps, 2 steps, 3 steps. Okay, padas, steps. You just have to count steps. And all these nakshatra are steps. So wherever the nakshatra is, wherever the planet is, you have to count the steps. Okay, let's take one more example. Let's take the example of Dhanishta Nakshatra, Jupiter. So the Jupiter will act like as if it is in the Dhanishta Nakshatra over here, ruled by Mars. The person is going to act like it has all the knowledge because Jupiter is in Dhanishta. So the person internally has all the knowledge. But see, the pada is 1. We have to see 1 step behind, 1 step forward. What is 1 step behind of Dhanishta? Shravana. What is 1 step forward of Dhanishta? Shatabishak. Okay, so although the person is internally like Jupiter in Dhanish Nakshatra, but Rahu is strong, so the person is moving forward. So you have to count 1 step from Dhanishta. What the person needs? The person needs Rahu of Shatabishak. The person needs materialism from the knowledge. So this person is more likely to do some business related to knowledge, wisdom, schooling, teaching, counseling, guiding, anything like that. Why? Because see, Jupiter is in Dhanishta Nakshatra, but 1 pada ahead. It is acting like it is 1 step ahead of Dhanish. Okay, so 1 pada ahead of Dhanish is Shatabishak, Rahu. Getting my point? So this person is more likely to have very good knowledge, but it is going to utilize his knowledge to gain material wealth. Got it? Want to take one more example? Let's take an example of Venus over here. Venus is in Anuradha Nakshatra. Where is Anuradha? Over here. See, the Venus will act as if it is in Anuradha Nakshatra. The person will act emotionally with the spouse like it is in Anuradha. Like what is Anuradha? Following Radha. Okay, so the person is going to be like submissive. He will follow the spouse. It is the internal character of the person to follow the spouse. But see, it is 2 padas. So we have to count 2 steps ahead of Anuradha and 2 steps behind of Anuradha. Rahu is strong. Let's check 2 steps ahead. Number 1, Jyesh. Number 2, Moola. See, Moola. Okay, so no matter the Venus internal desire from the spouse of this person is of Anuradha Nakshatra, the person will behave or need the opposite spouse to fulfill the fire element, Moola Nakshatra. Getting my point? The desire from the spouse is of Ketu in Moola Nakshatra. So the person would be more inclined towards physical intimacy and physical love. Why? Because Venus, although it is sitting in Anuradha, it is 2 steps forward. So what is it desiring? It is desiring physical intimacy. Okay, but it acts as if it is desiring Saturn. So the person will act as if it is desiring the spouse to do just the good karmas, be dedicated in their darkness, in their sorrows. The person would want that the spouse should stay beside them in bad times. But see, the 2 padas, 1 and 2, the second pada goes into Mula Nakshatra. That means the primary need of that person is also physical closeness, physical intimacy. Ketu. Okay, if Rahu was there, it is mental intimacy. Ketu is physical intimacy. Okay, so this is how you see padas. You have to count padas. Padas is step. In Hindi, in Sanskrit, pada, padam, paduka, everything is steps. So you have to count 3 steps ahead, 3 steps back, 2 steps ahead, 2 steps back, 1 step ahead, 1 step back, 4 steps ahead, 4 steps back, in order to understand a person completely. Getting my point? That is padas. So wherever it is placed, first you have to check whether Rahu is strong, Ketu is strong. If Rahu is strong, you have to consider the forward padas. If Ketu is strong, you have to consider the backward padas. Okay, but exception is there. If the Ketu Mahadasha is going on of the person, all the planets will act as if backward padas. If Rahu Mahadasha is going on, all the planets will act as if front padas. Okay, so this chart will totally change in Rahu Mahadasha and Ketu Mahadasha. That is why Rahu Mahadasha and Ketu Mahadasha are like transformation in a person. Okay, because the basic given chart is changing. Every planet is acting as if it is few steps ahead or few steps back for the entire dasha. So the person is totally changed during that dasha. Okay, see the sun over, moon over here would go front over here. This Mercury will go over here. This sun will go over here. Venus will go over here. See, major change. See, Venus is moving from 12th house to first house. Total change. Total change in the emotional need of the person. Okay, that is why Rahu and Ketu Mahadasha are turning points of people. They turn. Getting my point? So, except this Rahu Ketu Mahadasha, you have to see whether if Rahu is strong, Ketu is strong. And you have to see whether to check the forward padas or backward padas. But in the Mahadasha of Rahu, all the planets are going forward padas. In the Mahadasha of Ketu, all the planets are going backward padas. Getting my point? Only Mahadasha, not even Antardasha, only Mahadasha. Okay. So, this was padas. Now, why are these elements over here? Fire, earth, air, water. Why are these elements over here? See, I think we have understood this pada system over here. Okay, and you have to considerably check all these things in the padas. For all those who want to learn, please join Vedic Vidhata. Otherwise, I think this nakshatra topic is like never ending. After this pada, I think I again have to make a new video to end this nakshatra. Still on the halfway of nakshatras. So, let's understand this thing now. What are these fire, water, earth and air? Okay. So, in the pada also we are dividing it into 4 types. Okay. These are for males, these are for females. Okay. There is a change in males and females in nakshatra system because the movement of air inside the body of male and inside the body of female is different. That is why nakshatra system is different in male and females. Not nakshatra, just nakshatra pada system is different. Okay. So let's understand this with a deeper sense. Okay. So, if any planet is in the first pada of the nakshatra, okay, it is going to affect the fire element of the person. If any planet is placed in the second pada of the nakshatra, it is going to affect the earth element of the person. If any planet is sitting in the third pada of the nakshatra, it is going to affect the air element of the nakshatra. And if it is placed in the fourth pada of nakshatra, it is going to affect the water element of the person. Okay. But you have to see whether the planet is friendly or not. It is going to give you a deeper sense of the planet. Okay. For example, if Sun is in the fourth pada, it is not good. But if Venus is in the fourth pada, it is good, because Venus is naturally a water element. Sun is not naturally a water element. Sun is naturally a fire element. Okay, so Sun is very suitable with fire. Okay, Sun is very suitable with fire. But see, Venus is more suitable with water. Getting my point? So you again have to see the basic nature of the planets, and again have to see in which padas it is placed. Okay. I will write the table. Sun and Mars is fire. Moon and Venus is water. Saturn is air with Rahu. Jupiter and Mercury is Earth. Okay, over here we don't have sky element, so there is a problem. Jupiter is also going to come in Earth element, and Jupiter is also going to come in fire element. Okay, similarly, Ketu is also going to come in water element, and Ketu is also going to come in earth element. Three, two, three, three. Over here there is also Mercury. Mercury is coming in air and earth. Okay, yes. So this is the friendly signs of planets. Friendly padas. So if Sun is in first pada, it is suitable. He is happy over there. If Mars is in first pada, he is happy over there. If Jupiter is in first pada or second pada for a male chart, he is happy over there. For a female, if Jupiter is in first pada or third pada, he is happy over there. Okay, so it is going to give you good result, very good result. If it is not over there, it is going to be a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, and you have to give that planet the opposite element in order to fulfill its desire. Okay, see, for example, Moon is in the fire. So Moon is in the first pada. Okay, so Moon again goes into the fire element. Okay, but Moon is water. So what you do? Every Monday you drink a lot of water. Okay, and you have to increase the water element of the body. As soon as you increase the water element of the body, the Moon, which is burning over here, and it is uncomfortable, it is going to be comfortable. Okay, similarly, Venus. See, Venus is also water. If Venus is placed in the air element, which means there is going to be a gas problems in your body. So you have to do exercise. Okay, so every time you do exercise and drink water, this Venus is going to be comfortable. But if Venus and Moon are already in water element, okay, so you don't need to drink more water and you don't need to exercise because your body is totally good with it. Okay, so this is very important to understand the body tendency of a person. Okay, the tasir of a person. Before prescribing any medicine or any kind of remedy, it is important to know the padas, because it is showing that which element is comfortable and which element is not comfortable. For example, if Mercury is sitting in let's say Mercury is sitting in fire. Okay, so the Mercury is not comfortable. So the sodium level of the person's body will going to become low. Okay, so in order to increase the sodium level, you have to increase water intake and salt intake, both of it, because you also have to reduce the fire and you also have to increase the earth. Okay, but if mercury is sitting in the air element, it is not that much uncomfortable. Okay, so you just eat some amount of salt and you are going to be feel blissful. Okay, your body is going to be again into its comfortable state. Getting my point? Similarly, Saturn is happy in the earth, happy in the air element. It is not happy anywhere else. Okay, so if Saturn is placed in water element or fire element, the total stability of the person is going to go. Okay, because see, Saturn is air, it wants to rise up. Okay, and earth is a fixed sign. Fire is again a flickering sign. Okay, so what does this Saturn need? Saturn needs the air element. Okay, you need to do pranayam. You need to control your breath. Okay, you need to do the exercise of your lungs. So as soon as you start doing your lung exercise, pranayam, or say jogging or cycling, your Saturn is going to improve. Getting my point? So this is how you see what remedies to be prescribed. In the woman case, the middle two is exchange. Okay, otherwise fire and water. Okay, because women have to give birth. That is why the earth element of the woman is going to be stronger. Males don't have to give birth. Okay, males just have to provide semen. Okay, that is why the air element of the male should be stronger. Okay, getting the point? So this is the case of padas. How to decipher padas and why padas are made. This is very important, padas. The pada system is very, very important. Okay, there are many more things about nakshatras. I think I have to again pause this video on the pada systems, because in the next video I will teach you the numbering of nakshatras, how to check nakshatras, like if your sun is over here, if your sun is in any nakshatra, and if you count the 22nd nakshatra from the sun nakshatra, it is going to be a bad nakshatra. But if you count the 8th or the 2nd nakshatra from the sun, it is going to be a good nakshatra. So in the next session I am going to go into the astrology of nakshatra. Today we spend our time into the padas or the steps of nakshatra, which was definitely very important. So we had to take it in between, because many astrologers don't see this pada and prescribe anything. Like, I mean, like if the body or tendency of the person is of water element, okay, or let's say the body tendency of the person is of fire element, the ascendant is in the fire element, and why do you prescribe him anything like what you say, moon or something like that? Why do you want to make that person's health in a problematic state? Why? Just because you have a half knowledge of something? Worse. It's like you are a bad doctor. So don't practice astrology if you don't know this pada system, because it is very important in pada system. See, these elements, this pancha, are like the systems of body. Heat, thermal heat, water element, balance, pH, everything is known from this. If you can't decipher the pH of the person's body, how would you prescribe what he should eat or what he shouldn't eat? You will prescribe him, okay, if you will just see, okay, mercury is very good, okay, go and eat chilies. Mercury is very good, go and eat chilies. You will have a very good spontaneous brain. But if mercury is sitting in the first pada, the person is going to have acidity issues. After a while, the person is going to have ulcers in the stomach. Damn it! Understand the pada system. After that, prescribe anything. If Jupiter, let's say Jupiter is very good placed in the person's chart. Jupiter is also placed in a very good nakshatra. But Jupiter is placed in the earth pada, second pada. Jupiter is placed in the second pada of male, or the third pada of female. It is going to give cough. And now if you prescribe the person, okay, go and eat bananas, you will have very good life, you will have very good stomach because Jupiter is good. No. It is sitting in the earth pada. It is going to give cough to the person. Getting my point? That is why in the pada system it's very important. If you don't understand pada system, you are going to make blunders out of the person. The person or the client in front of you will become a trial and error person. You will test every medicine on him. He will become like a rabbit or a mouse. And you will be testing, you will do trial and error. One by one, whatever suits him you will do, till then the person is going to suffer. Very bad. This is not the way. Okay, so it is very important to understand the Pada system, the steps. Also, we understood that Pada system is knowing what is the internal need. Okay. So in the next video, I am going to complete Nakshatras, and I guess, touch wood, we can complete Nakshatra in the next video, because there is only a few things left about Nakshatra. Today we understood the Padas of Nakshatra, or the steps of Nakshatra. Okay. Thank you very much to join. It's been a very long time. I need to take a break. Okay. But next we are going to finish the air element. Okay. I will do a tick mark over here so that I can finish. Okay. Thank you very much.